In our previous episodes, we were generally talking about tech, like having the right equipment can get your job done, or how do you revamp your home office setup. But last week, on our last week episode, we specifically learned about smartphones and how capable they are. We even showed you one of the many examples on how we can use our smartphones to its maximum potential and at the same time in a creative way. But despite our smartphones being smart, they still have their limitations, and these limitations can mainly be done by a laptop. And that is our episode for today. What's up mga ka-Try? Welcome to the 8th episode of TryPH Media's Tech to Try, and I am your host, Justine. So mga ka-Try, what is the difference between a smartphone and a laptop? So smartphones are more limited when it comes to the extent of their capability, mainly because of their hardware. And laptops, however, when chosen properly, can contain the hardware that can support your activity or workload. One of the most used electronic devices nowadays are laptops. Years ago, there was what we called a computer, but laptops are more preferred because it is more handy and compatible. Laptops are also continuously being used in most companies, specifically those who are in a web marketing and digital marketing. But not only professional workers benefit from this, but also students as well. Because of our situation right now with the quarantine and all, many of us were forced to work from home. Students had to study from home and some had to work remotely. And majority of the businesses were greatly affected by the pandemic. That's why they had to make a big transition and make their presence felt online. With that being said, many people right now are considering on buying a laptop because of different purposes. Some might buy a laptop because of personal matter, business, gaming, studies, and so much more. So the questions are, how can I find the best laptop? And number 2, what factors should I consider? Okay, let's now go to the factors that we should consider. The main factors that we should consider are the 3 P's. So what are these 3 P's? This is the price, the performance, and the portability or the design. So mga ka-Try, sadly, there is no available laptop in the market yet that can cover all these 3. So it's either maganda yung performance and yung design, pero medyo may kamahalan siya. May mga laptops naman kayong makikita na hindi nga ganun kamahalan, pero hindi naman maganda ang performance niya. So after considering these 3, ano naman yung additional factors na we should consider? Number 1 is the compute power. Number 2 is the RAM, or we also call it the memory. And number 3, the storage. So mga ka-Try, ang compute power is pwede natin siya maihalin tulad sa isang brain. So the bigger the brain, mas mabilis mag-process ng information or data. Common processors on laptops today are made by Intel. So if you'll go and look for a laptop and makikita niyo yung specifications, ito yung kadalasan na ang nasa unahan niya is i. So example like i3, i5, or i7. So how do you pick the right compute power for you? You can follow the rule of thumb. So number 1, if you have the budget, rule out anything that has an i3 processor. Number 2, for web browsing, office applications, and light photo video editing, an i5 processor will be enough. But if your workload contains a high-end or pro-level video editing or photo editing, and there is a high-resolution graphics composing and manipulation, an i7 processor or mas mataas, yes, meron pa pong mas mataas, will be the best for you. Pero syempre, mga ka-Try, yung processor is only one of the many factors that we should consider. Kasi aanhin mo naman ng mataas na processor kung hindi naman paired with the proper amount of RAM. So ganito yan mga ka-Try. Aanhin mo naman ng malaking utak kung makakalimutin naman. Buti sana kung yung nakakalimutan ay yung parang nagagawa ng eraser ni Sir Pat na yung mga pagkakamali. So, a compute power should be paired with the right amount of RAM. Nowadays, if may allocated budget ka naman, always go with a laptop that has at least 8 GB of RAM. But if your workload contains a pro-level video editing and high-resolution graphics composing or manipulation, go with a laptop that has at least 16 GB of RAM. Or mas mataas pa, mas okay. So, ang pangatlo naman mga katry ay ang storage. So, ito yung kakayahan ng laptop na mag-store or mag-save ng files. So, that means kung mahilig kang mag-store ng photos, mahilig kang mag-download ng movies, then that means you need more storage. If ang purpose mo naman sa pagbili ng laptop is to use it mainly for documents, for office applications, and for internet browsing, then that means hindi mo naman kailangan ng ganong kalaki masyado na storage. So mga ka-try, what you should mainly consider sa storage ng bibilhin mong laptop ay kung ito ba ay solid state drive or what we call the SSD or hard disk drive na HDD. So what are the differences between these two? So ang SSD mga ka-try, hindi moving ang mechanical parts niya. An SSD uses a more advanced technology because of its additional advantages like faster startup ng computer, walang noise at marami pang iba. Pero karaniwan na, dumadagdag ito sa price point ng laptop na gusto mong bilhin. Okay, so mga ka-try, to sum up everything that we've talked about earlier, ano yung 3 main factors ulit na kailangan nating i-consider kung gusto mong bumili ng laptop? So that is the 3 P's, the price, performance, the portability, or the design. What about the 3 additional factors? These are the compute power, the RAM, or what we also call the memory, and the storage. Pero mga ka-try, I want to leave a gentle reminder to everyone who's watching this right now. How can you find the best laptop for yourself? We should remember that all of us, each and every one of us, have our own preferences. So the best laptop for me may not be the best laptop for you. Example, ang best laptop sa akin, baka hindi siya fit na laptop para kay Direct JM. Why? Because we have a different kind ng workload. So, paano mo malalaman kung ang meron kang laptop ngayon or ang plano mong bilhin na laptop would be the best laptop for you? You should ask these 2 questions. Number 1, masusuportahan ba ng laptop na ito ang workload na meron kayo? Number 2, masasatisfy ba kayo sa result na kayang ibigay ng performance ng laptop na iyon? If yes ang sagot nyo, then you may have the best laptop for yourself. For our tech experts out there, do you have your own set of factors to consider when buying a laptop? Operating system, perhaps? We would love to hear from you, so please comment down below. Para naman sa mga katry natin na interested na bumili ng laptop in the near future, or doon sa mga merong laptop sa ngayon pero they plan to upgrade, they want to get more information about these technical matters, our resident tech experts may be able to help. Just reach out to us via Messenger and we would be glad of help. So mga ka-try, that's it for our episode for today. Thank you very much po for watching and I hope you learned something on our episode for today. Pero before we end po, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you once again ang aming mga ka-try for always supporting TriPH Media. Thank you very much for always sharing, commenting, and liking our videos. We really appreciate it po. And gusto ko ring i-take tong time na to encourage everybody, especially those na first time manood ng video dito sa TriPH. Supportahan niyo po kami sa aming Road to 10K Advocacy. If you have friends, family members, or relatives that you think they might be interested on our content, mention nyo na po sila dito or invite them to like our page also. And mga ka-try, we are also on other social media platforms. We're on Instagram. You can follow us there at TriPH Media. And if you are a YouTube person, you can also subscribe to us on YouTube and you can click that notification bell there so you can stay updated whenever we have new uploads. So lahat po ng mga videos na napapanood nyo dito sa Facebook page namin, ina-upload din po namin sila sa aming YouTube account. So once again, thank you very much mga ka-try for tuning in on today's episode. Please know that I will always try to give you something that will help you appreciate technology even more. This has been Tech to Try and I'm your host, Justine. See you again on Thursday, 10 a.m.